Hi everybody, welcome to my first weekly training review video. Just thought I'd go through each of my sessions from this past week and share with you my thoughts on how those sessions went, where I think my strengths and weaknesses are as I come into these last couple of weeks of training for Teton Dam, and just share any other thoughts that might be helpful to you as well. So on Monday I started off with a 7-mile progressive run with a 1-mile cool down. I wanted to keep it relatively low mileage because of the 20-mile easy run that I had done on Saturday, so just 2 days before. I also wanted to just get a little taste of speed. That's been one of my goals, is to just build a little bit more speed into my workouts. I think that's really where I'm limited the most. Plus, I had just eaten a whole bunch of pizza before this run, so I didn't want to do something with more speed. I find that stomach issues and other things happen if I do a really hard workout right after a meal. But I felt good about this session. I think this was a good reminder to me that speed needs to be a focus as I approach this marathon and probably into my training for Top of Utah, which is in September as well. So on Tuesday, I slowed things down a bit and did a hilly 12-mile easy trail run at around a 7-minute 50 pace. I felt like this was a good workout because I was still feeling the effects of the high mileage from the 20-mile workout. But I also wanted to be as ready as possible for the next day for the 800-meter repeats that I wanted to do on Wednesday. Another important note is that I had been recently putting in a lot of miles on paved roads and trails, and so I wanted to give my legs a little break by running on dirt trails. So that is, a helpful thing to keep in mind as you may be training for something, is just to vary the surface that you're running on to avoid injury, stress fractures, and things like that. So Wednesday, this was my attempt. I was a little too ambitious. This was my attempt at a 12 by 800 meters plus 400 meters float session. I ended up doing only 1/3 of this workout, so I did 4 of those 800 repeats for 2 reasons. I was on a time crunch because I had something later in the evening, but also the pace that I had in mind for the 400 meters float was just a little too fast. I was running like a 7:50 to 8-minute pace. And what I really needed to do was slow that down so that I could focus on the speed of the 800-meter intervals. And as you can see in my splits, I ran the first 3 intervals roughly at the target pace, and then the 3rd or the 4th interval, my legs just kind of filled with lactic acid and my pace sort of just decreased quite a bit. But I was really happy with this workout, knowing where my weaknesses are and that speed needs to be a focus. I actually wanted to build this workout into my Saturday session, so I'll talk about that here in a minute. So on Thursday and Friday, I just wanted to run easy. My only goal between those 2 days was to keep my heart rate under 80% of my max heart rate. And you can approximate your max heart rate, as you probably know, by taking 220 and subtracting your age. My Garmin watch tells me that my max heart rate is 200, so that's what I go with. So I just tried to keep my heart rate under 160 beats per minute, and I was able to do that. On Thursday, it was just on a flat paved trail. I ran 11 miles at whatever pace allowed me to keep my heart rate there. And then on the next day, I returned back to the trails, the dirt trails, so that I could take it easy on my feet and legs, and ran it a bit slower because there was a bit of elevation gain there. So by the time Saturday came around, I felt ready for the super hard workout that I wanted to do that day. So Saturday came around. This was the day that I had been waiting for all week. The reason why I ran all of those easy runs was to prepare for a hard effort this day. So I started off with a 2-mile warm-up at just whatever pace. It ended up being 7 minutes and 45 seconds. And then I jumped right into the 800-meter repeats. I decided on doing 8 of them. And my goal was to, again, adjust the float time to slow it way down. And so I ran the float between like a 9-minute and 10-minute pace, really so that I could focus on the speed of the 800 meters. And I felt really great. It was really busy on the trail, on the paved trail that I was running on, but it was fun. I think some people enjoyed cheering me on, and the others I probably terrified because their dogs were going crazy and stuff. But But it was great. I think I stayed right around my target pace, maybe a little bit slower for the 800-meter repeats. I was around 230, probably 232 or 233 average. But I was really happy with that. That was really the first speed workout that I've done in a good while. And then I decided to take a little break, go spend some time with my family. And then once my kid went to bed, I returned back to the session and I warmed up again with 1 mile. And then I did a 10-mile tempo run. And this is where I was really happy. It was a PR, a 10-mile PR. I ran it at a 5-minute 40 pace and it felt great. And one of the reasons why I was so happy is because I've done this type of workout before on a treadmill with no incline at a 6-minute pace. And I felt like in the past that was really a stretch. And so running this 10-mile tempo run with some elevation, not on a treadmill, at a 5-minute 40 pace was really encouraging. Makes me think that it's possible for me to be running a faster marathon pace than I thought here in 4 weeks. So that was pretty cool. I was pretty pumped up at the end of that workout. And then I just did a 1 mile cool down to conclude that 20-mile day and 65 miles for the week. So I was really happy with last week. I feel like I hit both my goals of doing a little more speed and of course hitting 65 miles for the week. I'm really excited for this next week. We're going to try to keep the mileage high, so we hope to run between 65 and 70 miles, and we'll try to do lots more speed work. So we'll be seeing lots of mile repeats, maybe 3 by 3 miles. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be a great week. I just wanted to take a quick minute to say thank you so much for watching, for your time and attention and your interest in running. It's just such a wonderful sport and it has so much to give to our lives. Thank you so much for all 4 of the subscribers and for the 100 plus views. I'm amazed that the content has already reached that far. But thank you so much, and I just really appreciate all of you.